Alright, August 7th, 2019, 3:06 p.m. This would be Moon Part 1. This is if I'm still on it. I believe I am. Yeah. There we go. Windy up here. Feels good though. Especially being 95. My skin don't burn. Feels just nicely. Alright, everyone, be safe out there. Peace out. Alright. August 7th, 2019. 8:17 p.m. I believe this is Moon Part 2. Pretty sure. Alright, everybody be safe out there. Peace out. It's a little windy. I got earlier still shots, so the sky should be a little bit lighter than this. I did them right when the sun went down. I got the still shots. August 7th, 2019, 10:41 p.m. I believe this is going to be Moon Part 3, if I'm not mistaken. I'll step back so I'm not shaking it too much. The wind's died down enough. I'm the one doing the shaking now. I'm stepping too close to this thing. Let me me straighten this out just a little bit and get that lens flare. Try to get it out the way. Apologies for moving around. The camera is straight. You guys are not seeing an anomaly. Earlier, when I was facing due south, right after the sunset, yeah, you guys were seeing it correctly. Just like when I was looking at it towards the southeast, next to the tree, it was twisted. Then it was vertical right after sunset. Now it's almost at a 45-degree angle. So there's waning and waxing, or waning and waxing, whichever way you want to pronounce them. One is when it starts as a new moon and becomes a full moon. The other one is when it starts losing its luminescence and getting smaller to where it turns into a new moon. As far as I remember, ever since I was a kid until 2010 is when I really noticed anything that was just like a little bit of a shift. Now it's become very pronounced. You'll see sometimes the moon will be horizontal terminator line. That black line you guys see right there that's in a 45-degree angle, that's called the terminator line. I've always seen it vertical. So even though it's curved, when the moon is really tiny like a slice, it's still, the moon is top and bottom from the curves. It's like it's a vertical split, even though it's curved. You guys understand what I'm saying? So when it's a halfway moon, it shouldn't be in that angle. It should be straight up and down. That dark line should be straight up and down. It should not be left or right. It should not be upside down smiley face. It should not be a right side up smiley face with the line going horizontally. That should never happen. Not as far as I know. And not as far as Encyclopedia Britannicas that it were made before 1977. They show the moon with the vertical terminator line. It's never in an angle. Nothing like that. Moon libration, that's different. That's the elliptical orbit of the moon. How when it goes around the earth, when it gets to a certain point, it'll swing out a little bit farther. It's not a perfect circle. It's an elliptic, like egg shape, as it orbits the earth. So I'm not the smartest guy on the moon, but I do know this. Pushing 50. And since 2010 is when I've noticed this. Before that, the moon was always vertical on the parting line. Even if it was a little half smiley face, the smiley face was either to the right or to the left. It was never in an angle. It was never on the top, and it was never on the bottom. So anybody who doesn't believe that, either you're still younger than 40 years old, or you just never really looked up to pay attention. I'll be real serious. You show me anybody who's a rancher, and I've talked to a lot of ranchers, and they see the same thing. They just don't want to get involved in the conversation. I'm just saying. You look up your whole life, and the moon's got a parting line straight up and down. So the curve is either to the right or to the left. There's never an angle like what you're seeing right now. Just saying. All the ranchers I've talked to, they agree, but they don't want to even mention it. So obviously a lot of people are getting flack over this. The new age people, let's just say the millennials, they seem to think they know it all. They just seem to forget that there's people like me, people like my parents. I even got one set of grandparents that's still alive. They're pushing the high 90s, almost in hundreds. So yeah, they're telling me the same thing. The moon's not right. Either the moon's not right or the earth is not right, or both. Something's wobbling, something's tilting, something's out of whack. So, go figure on that one. Well, that'll do it for tonight. I'm gonna call it. Everyone be safe out there. Be good to one another. Peace out.